Hi, everyone. We are going to do an overview for Module 3 for English 103 students. So I'm going to take a moment, share my screen with you. As you can see in the overview, we are going to be talking about citations in this module. Lots of questions coming up about how to cite and proper formation. We will hopefully answer them in this module. I do want to give you a heads up. One of the items that you're going to need to complete as part of your activity is to do a writing consultation. There is a form assignment. It says writing consultation, response, and discussion. And in order to complete this, you have to complete your writing consultation prior. So heads up, you want to get an appointment and get in right away with this because they will fill up. And if you can't get an appointment, you will not be able to fulfill that assignment. So don't delay. As you know, start with your task list, do your readings. We have several resources in the section in this module for you to help you with citing in particular. In the upcoming essay, and you can see the instructions for the essay that this, I believe, if you click back, I'm going to quick show you, click back into module 1 and, oh, sorry, it's not module 1, it's going to be module 2. We give you the, I believe, essay instructions and rubric in module 2. So we've kind of introduced it to you. If you want to review it and go back and get an idea of what this essay is going to be like, I strongly recommend that you review those instructions. But for this module, keeping that essay in mind, you are starting to build. We've done our pre-writing exercises in past modules, which, we started brainstorming, we narrowed down to some topics and experiences in our life that led to a particular belief. And now you're really at the point where you're going to narrow it down. It's one topic, and what are you going to write about in relationship to your belief? So one of the requirements of the essay, if you notice in the instructions, is that you must provide a quote from one of the essays that you read. Now, you may not have read any of the essays in the exercises that related to your particular narrative that you're going to write or your belief statement, and that's okay. Be aware you are going to need to quote from one NPR essay in some way, shape, or form and integrate that appropriately into your essay. So you may have to do some extra reading. You may need to go back and read more of those essays, browse through those topics, find one that you will be able to pull a quote from in your essay. It does not need to be one you did your pre-writing on. If none of them work, that's okay. But it will need to be from one of those essays. So those are electronic sources. So citing electronic sources for the I Believe essay, we have a video kind of walking you through the Purdue OWL webpage. And on this webpage, it gives you specific information on citing from a website, which is what you will be doing with this particular paper, because we're requiring that your quote come from one of the NPR, I believe, essays that was on the website. So that tutorial will walk you through there. There's also some other resources in green there. This particular one is it's a little video from Schmoop. If you've never watched them, they're very funny. And it talks about the skills of integrating quotes. You don't want to do a plop and a drop. You want to integrate it very smoothly and naturally in your essay. We often call it the quote sandwich or signaling words. But this video talks about that and some information. So that's a good one for you to review. And then we have resources on writing consultations. You may never have done a writing consultation here at SMC. And of course, right now they're being done all online. So these videos talk about how do I make an appointment, and then how do you join the appointment once you've made the appointment time, and kind of what consists of those consultations. You will find these consultations incredibly valuable. Most students don't do just one, they'll do multiples in the semester. However, for this module, you are required, you have to do one. So you might be wondering, well, what do I have to do my consultation on? So if you take a look right here, the forum posting, the assignment, the part you're going to get graded on for this module is you're going to write a reflection on your consultation experience. Now, your consultation can be on anything related to the I Believe essay. So for example, wherever you're at, if you're at pre-writing, if you are at the outlining, if you are at if you're just still thinking and you have no idea, maybe you just don't even understand the directions and you don't know what you have to do, then go ahead and do a consultation on whatever you need. There is no requirement in this one that you have to be on something other than I want you to do a consultation on and have it related to this first I Believe essay that's coming up. So the instructions are here, and of course the examples are here, and everyone knows how to find the rubric and post, etc. So that's the forum. Just like normal, the forum post is due by Wednesday. The replies are due by Sunday. Now, the outline, this is the assignment you are going to have to submit for grading, and you are doing an outline of what you are going to structure within your narrative essay. So remember, it has to be all about your belief. It is a belief statement. That's going to be your thesis. Your thesis literally is going to say, I believe. Now, the document is here, so you need to click on this document. It will download if you look at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, and then go ahead and open it. Let me pull it over so you can see it. And this is an interactive document, which means I want you typing your answers on this document, then save and upload to Moodle. So if you notice on the left side is an example. So the left side is an example of how to do this particular type of outline. It's not really a formal outline, except that we are formalizing the sections. But on the right-hand side, this is where you're going to be typing. And this document is adaptive, which means as you type things in, it will, expand and adjust and move as it needs to so that you can put your stuff in. So don't worry about like if you have to return or those type things. Just go ahead and type in each area. So the goal for this particular one is to be thinking about your essay. How is it going to be organized, and what are you going to contain within those elements of the essay, or what element you're going to have in each area? So you start with your thesis, and your thesis is, okay, this is what you're going to be telling your reader about in your essay. A thesis statement, a good thesis statement can be up to 2 or 3 sentences. Let's just right now focus on one good sentence. We can always evolve it. We can always improve it, and I'll give you feedback. Maybe the consultant can give you some good feedback on how to improve. But for now, let's just start very simply. Your thesis statement should start with, I believe, and then, okay, what is it that you believe? This is the belief you're going to be writing about. And then within these sections, this is what you're going to cover about that belief. So you can see my example here. I believe respect is earned even when it's your parents who are asking to expect and receive it. Okay, there's your working thesis. So, okay, so if you're talking about respect, and it's obviously going to be something to do with parents, what life experience are you going to be reflecting on in this narrative to explain how that belief formed or how that belief changed? So the first item that they're going to talk about is how their father had told he cheated on his mom. And then, okay, here are the details, 3 good details that you're going to contain in that section. Then they're also going to talk about an argument between he and his parents, and he was 16 at that time. And then, okay, here are the key elements of that argument he feels is going to be needed to be contained in the story. And then finally, he's talking about he was disrespecting the mother and the family because of his actions. And so here's what he wrote about in relation to that understanding. And then the final conclusion is going to be explaining what that moment in his life meant to him as a young man, coming into understanding what respect and family. In other words, leading to that belief. Now, after you are done writing this, so part of outlining this and including this is thinking about your thesis. So here's your starting kind of working bare bones thesis. But after you have hashed out and kind of, okay, I'm going to include this, this, and this, these elements are all in support or aspects of why you believe in that belief. So if you notice the evolved thesis, which I also want you to do at the end of yours, is look at how this got modified. I believe respect is earned and given to those that deserve it because of my experience with my father and his disrespect of those around him. So you can see that's what his narrative is going to be talking about in his life as a child, how this belief was formed through these experiences when disrespect was not given in his house, or how his father disrespected his mother. So the rule is on this particular essay upcoming and with your outline, number one, it has to be true. So everything you talk about has to be true. The second part of this, and let me click out of here a minute. I'm going to say don't save, and let me come back to my module. So the rule with the essay is has to be true. So you can't write about anything that didn't happen. It really did have to happen to you. It has to be a real life experience. And it has to be strong enough that this is a belief that you live by. This is something, it's not a casual thing. Now, I do want to caution you, you do not, I'm going to stop share here. You do not need necessarily to write about something deep, dark, and serious. It can be humorous, absolutely. And in fact, if you read some of the NPR samples, there were some clever and humorous ones. In point, one of them is "Be Cool to the Pizza Dude." Yeah, I believe the author's name is Sarah Adams, and essentially she's talking about 4 elements that she lives her life by, and then she gives examples of how she does that in her life. So the true and live your life by, this is a current belief you are living your life by. And I do want to caution you, you are writing about your experiences. So it is first person, it is a narrative. I don't really want to hear about extensively about a member of the family or a friend or something happened to someone else. I mean, obviously, if they're relevant to the story, you can include that in part, but don't make that the main focus. The other part of this is that it is a narrative. So when you get into drafting in your next module, I is certainly acceptable. However, just be using that very minimally, very limited use with that. So words to the wise. If you are watching this video early, snap on a writing consultation appointment right away. Have them work with you on your outline if you want. That is perfectly acceptable. Take your idea, hey, I have to do this I believe essay. Make sure you have the instructions in front of you, and I would certainly recommend you read those instructions thoroughly. As I said, I believe they're contained in module 2, and you can print them out, review them, put them on your hard drive, whatever, so you have easy access to them, because that is the criteria for the essay. But at this stage, you are not yet drafting, you are just outlining, which means you're getting a skeleton of, okay, this is what I want to talk about. But good organization and a good skeleton will make it so much easier next module when you are drafting. So feel free to work with a consultant on your outline. Feel free to work with a consultant on pre-writing or brainstorming. Or if you're at the stage where you're like, no, I'm ready to draft, then great, work with them on your drafting. So that does not matter, but you do have to have a consultation done. And another kind of word of warning here, I open the modules up as early as I can, so I'm going to open this one up a little early. If you wait to do your consultation until Friday, you will miss the deadline for posting. Remember, posting for us is Wednesdays by midnight. So you have to post by that point. So that means you need to hop right on that consultation and get it done. They are online. So you should be able to work that into your schedule with no problem. All right, that's all I have for you. I hope everyone is having a great weekend and I wish you a good week. As always, reach out to me with any kinds of questions or concerns and happy writing.